What's up, y'all? Welcome to Geek'd with Trey. Thank you for stopping by my podcast and checking me and the Geek Fam out, where we cover celebrity topics, local topics, and just everyday life shit. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share. And also keep in mind that I don't own any of the rights to the music that's playing in the background or that plays in the background during the show. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. All right. What it do, Geek Crew? What it do? All right. So tonight,
hello.
All right, everybody say hello to Juno. Welcome to the stage, Juno. Juno will be joining us. So we got a couple topics tonight, and we'll be getting into it, and other people will be joining us and popping in a little bit later. So there's a lot that happened this week. So there's a whole bunch of political situations going on, such as the political drama is, Trump is talking about he supports Stephen A. Smith to run for the Democratic Party. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Supreme Court finally standing up to Trump, and then we got Trump signing executive orders to cut off funds to PBS and NWR. So with that being said, NPR. Sorry, yes, you're right, NPR. So with that being said, all right. So I got a 3-part question for the first question, or the first topic that we're going to talk about, which is Stephen A. Smith. So Stephen A. Smith is somebody that I know that is very outspoken, very opinionated. I never really saw him as running a political figure, running for for the Democratic Party. I didn't even know he was a Democrat at first, but I was just saying. Yeah, I did not know. I just never saw him in the political figure or whatever. So my 3-part question is, part 1, what does it look like as Stephen? Do you think we need Stephen A. Smith running for president? 2, what would it look like for Kamala Harris being vice president again under Stephen A. Smith? Or 3, what would it look like if Kamala Harris was president and Stephen A. Smith was the vice president? How would that work? Or the president in Britain, he was the vice president.
I mean, I don't trust anyone that Trump puts his name behind, so, instantly I'm a little bit trepidatious.
I wouldn't say he didn't put his name behind it. He just said he liked that guy. And I would say that Stephen A. Smith is not a Trump supporter. He's not a Trump supporter. He's never represented or whatever. But he just said he liked, and I'm just don't you know, he probably said a couple things about you as well, too, and he probably just didn't see those clips. So that's what that was.
I would love to see Kamala Harris win and be president. I would love that. Just because I voted for her this time. I voted for Hillary when she ran. I would just love to see. I would love to be able to say Madam President. That would be so empowering.
It will be the biggest change in hundreds of years. That will be crazy. The biggest change for somebody to say Madam President. I mean, it was a change for us to say Madam Vice President. So I mean, I can't even imagine just saying Madam President. And I was so looking forward to that. I was so disappointed when that happened. I remember that night. I almost fell asleep here on the show. Was doing karaoke that night.
That night sparked a fight in my family that has still not ended.
Yeah, no, I would like to definitely see a change in far as yes, I would like to see a woman. It was different seeing a woman as vice president. It was definitely seeing a black family, and I would like to see a Hispanic family. I would like to see an Asian family, because if you look through those textbooks for up until Obama or whatever, it was just 40 plus years, I'm not 40 plus years, but 40 plus presidents, just all white.
Yeah.
We don't have no culture. You don't have, it's crazy because I actually got asked one time, why does it matter? I'm just it matters to me. Exactly. It matters to me because of who, they have, it's another person that looks like me, and then there's another person that's looking out for people of color or people of others. And so that's why it matters to me.
when you're part of a community that is inherently not who the world is built for, whenever, at least for me, whenever I see someone of a minority community promoted to some like level of status or doing well, I'm always like so excited for them, because to me, like, a rising tide lifts all ships, right?
True.
So the goal is like continue to elevate each other, because not to say there's more of us than there are of them, but essentially that, yeah. I'm very down with the oligarchy, though. That's generally my political slant. I'm like, tax billionaires out of existence.
I mean, I feel like there can be definitely good billionaires. Like, I feel like I would be a good billionaire. It's crazy, like, because I just had this conversation a couple weeks ago with somebody. They was like, billionaires, nobody should ever be a billionaire. I was just like, why shouldn't nobody be a billionaire? Like, I mean, I believe, like, you know, some people can do some good. Like, I know I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. Like, I know
it's not that no one should be a billionaire, I guess. Like, let's say that that's reasonable, but I just think, like, they shouldn't get the tax breaks they get. They should have to pay taxes.
Yes, that makes sense.
Like, if every billionaire paid their taxes, we wouldn't have a national deficit. Like, we wouldn't be in debt at all. So, like, that's one of the things that's so detrimental, kind of, to this country. The fact that, like, when you're poor, you have to pay all these taxes, and then as soon as you get like some money, they go down a little bit, and then when you get a lot of money, it's like, you could get us later. And I'm like, what is that? That makes no sense.
Isn't it crazy that we sit here and we pay taxes on this floating rock that at any point, any point, it can just go poof. Like, at any point, it can go poof. We sitting here paying taxes. We sitting here playing real life cop and robbers with shit that's going on, you know, people being deported and all that stuff like that. It's just so crazy how we sit here and we just submit and obey to this.
Not only that, but like, we pay taxes on land that is stolen and was built on the backs of like a whole people that are not even appropriately like compensated for that today.
And it's crazy because that same person and day that you're talking about is, you know, they weren't taken from the whole all the other holidays that we won't be celebrating, or well, we'll be celebrating at my house, but for at your house, you know, if you don't want to celebrate Black History Month, if you don't want to sell, like, let me remind you, it was Black History Month, Women's Month, Juneteenth, Spanish Heritage Month, and etc. And like, yes, Christopher Columbus Day or whatever magically made its way back from Indigenous Day, but we will still continue to call it Indigenous Day because, like he said, this built on, like, yeah, no, this is all like stolen property.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's wild to me when we talk about people that are illegal or aliens or whatever. Like, no, like, unless you're native to this land, no, all of us are aliens.
It's like we're not supposed to be here. We're all like, we're all not supposed to be here. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful that we are, and that we can like collaborate as a community and like come together in that way. And like, I'm all for that, but I just don't love how there's this huge ego that is built into the American dream, and it's not even like attainable for people. It's so ridiculous.
And you know what's crazy is, like, they was like, "Oh, he's not a racist," but I'm
sorry if I'm a downer, by the way. Huh? I'm sorry if I'm coming across as a downer.
No, you're not. We're having this is all conversation. We're having conversation. It's cool. This is all such a downer. Like, somebody told me, like, what makes you think he's a racist? I'm just like, did you not, like, if first of all, me as a Black person, I haven't dealt with so much racism like since the last time he was in office, and then like this time, whatever, like, he literally attacked all the ethnic holidays.
Yeah,
literally, he attacked all the ethnic holidays. And how's that not enough? Well, you know, he didn't mean it like that.
There's only one way to mean it.
And it's just like, damn, if you live your life like that, I'm so sorry, because you're going to get got. I bet you probably still get pregnant I bet you probably still listen, like, you know, just go take a hot bath, you know, if we do something or whatever, so you don't get pregnant. I'm just like, no, don't fall for that bullshit, boo.
No, it's wild.
Yes.
We are living in wild times.
Wild times, that's an understatement. All right, so let's move a little bit forward. So judges are, a lot of judges are finally sticking up to Trump or whatever and blocking with his orders because like a lot of things are just like kind of ridiculous and they're just not going to do that or whatever, and it's crazy. And all this is allegedly, by the way.
Oh yeah, allegedly.
It was like, what more work needs to be done for us to move forward as a country? Like, what is it going to take for us to move forward as a country? Like, there's just like, what more are they going to have to get taken away from, or what more are they going to get to see that they're hi, how are you? Like, what are they going to have to do? Like, it's
it's kind of maddening in a way because I'm not sure if people don't actually see what's happening or if they refuse to acknowledge it.
I think
you know what I mean.
Until
it's on their doorstep.
Yeah, until it comes to their doorstep, exactly like that. Like until it comes to their doorstep, like for example, farmers.
Yeah,
all the farmers that's going through hard times right now. But I voted for Trump and yada yada yada. I'm just like, okay, you voted for him, but like, did you not looking like this is like when this is what happens when you don't understand politics or when you don't do your research behind it. And the people that did their research really didn't do their research or whatever. They only looked to the things that pertain to them. They didn't read the full outline. I'm just like, because like you would have known that you would have lost your agriculture rights and all that stuff like that.
And not only that, like I was talking to people about Project 2025 before like all of this happened. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that's never going to happen. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, the vice president was the person that wrote it. Like, pretty much. Like, he wrote the forward to it or whatever. I go, these men have such huge egos, there's no way they're not going to do it. Or, like, attempt to at least. And so, I don't know. It's just wild.
All the men like that or whatever, it gives me you're being picked last on the football team or the dodgeball team or something like that, like, or the baseball team. Like, they just give off like they never had no authority growing up, so they had to wait till like, oh, this is my chance. That's what it's giving. It's giving trash.
Pick me energy.
Pretty much. It's giving like, you should not be raising your voice to me, sir, when you are these many inches. Lack there is. Sorry. I didn't even get to do my Geek'd Out with Trey jokes in the beginning, so I have to get them out when I can. All right.
No, that's hilarious. I love it.
All right. But yes, we definitely need more work to be done, and I don't know what's gonna happen when
I think really the ultimate answer is community. Like, I'm not trying to say like to incite an uprising, but like we are stronger together.
True.
And that is the truth of it. And the more we can bind together and do things like opt out of shopping at locations that don't have our best interest in mind, and we can choose to support like local small businesses and stuff like that. That's key.
Something. I went to the store yesterday and I am bitching about the price of fucking mayonnaise. $7 We have talked about price of eggs on this show. I have not ran into a situation where I had to pay $10 for a price of eggs yet. I'd be paying like $4 and $5, and I think that's kind of feasible, especially I believe in like things grow in pricing sometimes, whatever. So that's fine. But I paid $7 for some real brand for some real brand mayonnaise. I had to buy Hellmann's, which is one of my go-tos anyway. But I remember when Hellmann's was like $3.99. I was just like, y'all don't have a store brand option? Oh hell no. So now, like, this is my first inflation price issue that I have, like, far as eggs go, because eggs is in mayonnaise. So I'm just like, I had to sit there and call my mom. I was just like, yo, you know how much I paid for some fucking eggs? I was just like, I paid $7 for some eggs. I wish a motherfucker would come over here and knock on my door and ask me for a spoonful of mayonnaise or some shit. Hell no, I ain't got to like you. Don't even fucking... And shit, at the potluck, don't fucking ask me to bring nothing with mayonnaise in it. Because I don't know if I like all of y'all like that.
No egg salad, no potato salad, nothing.
No chicken salad, no Caesar salad, no salad, nothing with mayonnaise. I will not be doing no macaroni salad. Then damn sure don't ask me to bring the potato salad. Yes, it's yellow. But no, I was like, they about to have us out here being pure fucking vegans and shit. I was just like, oh god, we about to have to go to the store and fucking get like exactly just what we need. I need 8 eggs. Like 8 eggs, a half a
I am
loaf of
making
bread.
an omelet for guests.
Let me tell you something. Like, look, y'all all look. We having dinner. Oh, y'all all get one fucking roll, and that's for the week.
Do you want to know what's wild to me, honestly? So, like, I live in an area where there's, like, kind of farm stands, even though I don't live in a rural area.
I get that. I know
And I went to a dispensary to get weed the other day, and then I went to buy eggs, like, on the street at my friend's farm stand. So, like, how backwards is that? I'm buying weed in the store, and I'm buying eggs on the street.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean, I just never ever was in a situation when I had about those two things together at the same time. I might have been smoking some weed to go get eggs. I was like, I might have went to smoke. That's what I was trying to picture right there. I was just like, well, wait, that is such an odd combination. You ever go to the fucking grocery store and get shit that don't match?
Yes.
You sit there and you just get shit. I got some shoestring laces and some tomatoes. Like, what the fuck you got going on, fam? Like, shit. But yes, sorry. Like I said, I didn't get the jokes out earlier, and these ain't even the jokes I had. So those jokes will be for another day. Thank you. Tap the screen. All right. But yes, no, it's getting crazy out here. Like, he's out here signing executive orders to. So some places might be losing their. Trying to think of a nicer way to put this. All right, so pretty much one of the biggest stations might be losing their funding, which is this is allegedly, PBS, which is like a huge network station, and they also like I guess they coincide with NPR, which is like that's crazy. But I'm about to put y'all onto like a little podcast tip right now. This is the time to start your podcast if you are going to start it. I am very sorry for the people at PBS. They support people like Author and Reading Rainbow and all those things like that when I was growing up, and yeah, they were nice and all that stuff like that. But at the same time, like, if you want to go ahead and start your own podcast show, remember, you heard it here first. Definitely this might be the time. I'm just saying, this is a business move right there, and that's your little geek tip.
I mean, it's just sad though how like it limits availability for so many people.
It does limit. It does, but like at the same time, it's like a double entendre. It's like it kind of like people can be a little bit more independent now too. But I mean, not everybody has that push. But yes, and everybody likes to hear other people's news, whatever. I am very, very sad for NPR and PBS and stuff like that, because that's crazy. That's everybody's childhood right there. That's some people that relied on that to learn a lot of educational shit. Like the Magic School Bus.
And a lot of the areas that most benefit from them are like urban areas and stuff like that. And then you're kind of limiting people's ability to access like the arts. Because like think about how many times, well, I don't know if you watched it, but I used to watch like musicals on PBS when I was growing up. Like I used to watch Phantom of the Opera and Cats or like whatever they had on. And like that was my access to that thing until I was able to go by myself or like my parents took me or whatever. But
fun fact,
I remember that was like
I remember that stuff being on TV. I remember that stuff being on TV, but I also remember turning the channel when that stuff was on. So if the cartoons weren't on, I wasn't paying attention. If the cartoons weren't on, I wasn't paying attention. It really depends on that station. You gotta be careful with your cartoonage, because you might get Author and then you might get Reading Rainbow, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really there for the educational stuff except for when it was on the school, and it's just like Reading Rainbow. Okay, I'll listen to this, but I'm going to sleep.
I love Reading Rainbow.
Everybody loves Reading Rainbow. I took the best naps. Like hearing the dude from Roots just read to you. I'm just like, okay, I remember going to sleep on that. All right. So moving a little forward, let's go ahead and get into some little Diddy drama. Child, the streets is talking. It is out here talking. So pretty much Diddy denied his plea deal that was given a few days ago. So this is crazy. He denied his plea deal. I want to know a couple questions. Like, what celebrities do you think are going to show up to trial for him? Because there are already some A name listers that have been named just this week, such as like one of them being Michael B. Jordan, allegedly. And
That would be wild.
it was named. It was a couple other celebrities named as well too. But you know, my sativa is kicking in, so I forgot those other names. But Michael B. Jordan was the first one I remembered, and I'm gonna go with that one because you know maybe a good person should have wrote that down, but I didn't. Michael B. Jordan was on there, and there was some other people as well too. And it's just like, damn, like what did he have to do with it? But I forgot Michael B. Jordan. He's been famous for a minute because he was on The Wire.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you forget
he's on The Wire.
He's been famous for a minute. So like you forget sometimes, and then you be thinking back to like when he had them little cornrows going back there, and he was a little dope. And I was like, oh yeah, you've been famous for a while. So yeah, okay, now it makes a little bit more sense.
Tyler get wrapped into all of that?
Who?
Did Tyler Perry get all like wrapped up into this with Puffy yet?
I haven't heard anything about no Tyler Perry, but you know, a lot of things are still, you know, still coming out. Like this is just Act 1.
That's what I mean. Like I think that the people that are still kind of innocent are going to be the people that show up on his side representing him. Because they're like, okay, well, my name didn't come out yet, so I'm going to stand behind you so that like you look innocent and I get your secret.
The very few people that he has stood up behind him, such as like there's Stevie J. I'm not sure if you're familiar with who Stevie J is, but he's like come out and talk to him, but like I was just like that wasn't I would have told him to just keep that shit to himself because that wasn't strong enough for anybody's defense. Don't speak for me, brother. Just send your thoughts and prayers. Don't speak for me. And then the other person is one of them being allegedly Kanye West. And I'm just like, he ain't looking to not. Yeah, I think, and he's actually one of the people that was listed. Now that I think about it, he was one of the people that was listed allegedly. So my thing is, I don't know. I think allegedly Kanye West is setting himself up so he ain't got to go wherever Puffy is. Because he been out here trying to fight for homie. And then there's some random dude or whatever that's outside the courthouse that says Free Puff. He has a Free Puff shirt on or whatever. He's standing outside the courthouse. He's supporting Puff, which I don't think that's a strong enough argument as well too. Like you need like, I mean, it shows that I don't think Jay's fucking with him. So like you need stronger rappers, my boy. Like, you need stronger people.
I don't think Jay can do anything.
No, because Jay-Z already got his shit dismissed. He's like, oh, hell no. Oh, no. He was like, I'm not getting caught up in that bullshit. And Beyonce was like, you get that shit going. I got to go to work. So she's like, I need you to clear that shit up, my dude.
I don't have time for this.
And she was like, let me tell you something. Jay-Z wasn't nowhere fucking 2023. Because he was on tour with me watching these babies. So there's Hove. And I'm pretty sure he's on 2025. He's watching these babies as well again, too. Because I don't see him doing any. I mean, he does pop-up performances. But, like, look, I mean, yo, I'd be really a little devastated.
But, I mean, when you're that old, what do you need to do, really?
I mean,
just vibe.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, like, first of all, like, he need to put out more music because that's one of my favorite rappers. And then second of all, like me, I think if I was still like, I'm just a person like, people still find it so weird. I tell them if I become famous tomorrow and successful tomorrow, like I'm still going to work. Like I'm going to further myself more in my entrepreneurship. But I was at the point, I was still, because I would have to find something to do. I would spend all my fucking money on Amazon. It was like I can't.
But like maybe he's still creating music and stuff like that. He's just not releasing it.
True. I mean, I guess he's being productive. I mean, you know, you got 3 kids, and you know he's trying to do. I mean, like he got shit to do. So, I don't think he's at home. But at the same time, they do have a lot of help. So I'm just saying. But yes, it will be very interesting. If I would.
What do you think they're like as a couple? Like, what do you think it's like behind closed doors?
Okay. So, oh, you're in for a treat. You're new here. Um, so, all right, let me calm down.
Did I just open a can of worms?
Yes. So I've already mentioned to you that Jay-Z is one of my favorite rappers. It just so happens that his wife is my favorite singer. It's my favorite singer as well too. I'll go harder for Beyonce more for than Jay-Z or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I fucks with Jay. Like so I think they have in my head, and this is allegedly, and this is all in my head. I think
Your
they
friend in your head,
yes,
Angie?
in my head, I think they have the most ghettoest rich arguments. Like,
Okay.
you know, like she still be like, yo, Jay, let me tell you something. Like, you better have my fucking car washed tomorrow. You better have you take this trash out. Make sure the trash is taken out. And you know, like make sure like that, like make sure the line is cut tomorrow. Now, all those being said, like my real life, like if your wife was talking to you, or your partner was talking to you, that would be meaning like you go out there and do it. In his life, I think, you know, here comes the rich part of it. I think he has, you know, he just makes sure he tells the gardener to cut the grass tomorrow. He makes sure he get the car washed. He hit the, you know, he sent a little text. And then, you know, like she be, so I think they have ghetto rich arguments. I think they are still goofy as a couple, probably. Like, I think he still be like, let me watch you wiggle down the hallway, B. Like release the wiggle. Like I still think he does that or whatever. Um, because I don't know, like, because I know a little bit of her background and career and stuff like that. So like, I know she was a joke. Like they used to be jokesters on their tour or whatever. So I think like in my head, like I think Blue has definitely inherited some of that or whatever. I think she's probably like a jokester or something like that. And it's all allegedly in my head, made up. And she's probably like a jokester. She's probably like this real shy girl. But and I think they just be like going. I think they just be.
Blue and Beyonce are at like fashion shows, and sometimes Beyonce will be like clapping or whatever, and then Blue will be like, and she'll put her mom's hands down.
Yes. She's like, no.
And I'm like, the shade, the shade, but only your child's gonna do that.
Or when we're at the Grammys and one of the people walked by her or whatever, and Blue just did like this look. She looked at her mom, and her mom just looked, and she looked away. She's like, girl, don't get me in trouble. She was like, stop. And one of the things I do like about, so I actually went to go see Beyonce at the Renaissance tour. It was a gift.
What was it?
And it was fabulous. And she was like, she could have sped on me, and that's the only time that would have been acceptable. But these were surprise tickets. No, we went there, and it was just so nice watching them be parents, because like every time her daughter's on stage, she can't stop smiling. It's that cheesy ass parent smiling, like that's my baby. And like even like even Jay-Z was in the audience. He was like, "Oh, that's my girl," and I'm just like, "Oh, like I love seeing this side of them, because like she's been a singer her whole career or whatever, and like I've been watching her. Then she like finally has kids, and like, you know, he been this hard rapper, and then like, you know, I like seeing them as parents. So this tour, I like one of the things I saw. So Blue is not playing with Blue Ivy Carter is not fucking around this tour, and she is not playing with you motherfuckers. She is she does a couple of solo acts. One of them being oops, hold on. I had to get this there we go. One of them being damn. Sorry, TikTok had to be restarted. Not TikTok. Yes, TikTok. All right, there we go. So one of those songs being "America Has a Problem," which go figure. She is like cutting up whatever, and she's not playing. And I'm just like, ooh, damn, that's crazy. Like the way how she killed that move, and like, you know, it's like she was pissed off at somebody or whatever. Then she does a little solo act to "Deja Vu" or whatever, where in the solo she kind of looks like her mom. And then, you know, she takes her head off and it's like, "Pa, I'm Blue." She's like surprised. And you know, all right, so this is in my head too. And this is the first time I'm telling anybody this. In my head, I felt like Blue Ivy killed that Deja Vu the first rehearsal. And then like her mom came in and was just like, "Oh hell no, you need to turn that. You need to tone it down. You are too fucking grown for me." She was like, "No, you need to."
She's like, you cannot show me up at my own show.
Well, first of all, it's the Blue Ivy Carter show, and then I'm just like, she's probably, and it like this is all in my head too. Like she's probably like, how many times we gonna tell her? We still telling her it's the Cowboy Carter show. Okay, it's the Cowboy Carter show, and I'm the manager, and I have my people get back to you, and like we'll see what we can do. If we can tone it down. If I won't outshine you, I'll see. Like, and it's crazy.
Oh wait.
Oh, go ahead.
I haven't seen Beyonce in concert in like for as when she was in her solo career era, but my like third concert I think I ever saw was TLC, and the opening act was Destiny's Child, the original four members of Destiny's Child.
Okay, and you know what's crazy too?
Old.
I don't
very old.
I don't want to say this here first, but in this Cowboy Carter tour, she does a little bills. And I don't know if y'all peeped this, but there was 2 extra seats on the side of her. I'm just saying, we might get a little reunion. I don't know.
I mean, I love whenever they do like their little pop-up reunion moments. No, it's always so fun.
This might be a full reunion.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, like I said, there's 2 extra seats on the side, and I don't know. You know how Beyonce is, like she's so secretive. She plays within us because, like, okay, so like last tour on the Renaissance tour, or whatever, her stage was a banjo, so we ain't know. Yeah, and ain't nobody know or whatever. So then it was just like, okay, so like now the clues are like, well, it's the guitar, is it a rock guitar, and all this other stuff, and it's just like, oh. So like everybody's playing within the stage, or whatever. It's I don't know. Beyonce's so secretive. You got damn. We got all the topic of Beyonce. We need to talk about. Okay, let me get back to the topic. We're talking about Diddy and his mess. Oh man, you're gonna be a mess on this show when everybody else shows up, but it's cool. So
people derailed all the time, so I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's crazy. So today was only like the jury's the yesterday was like, or they're within the jury picking stages right now. So
yeah,
you know it's crazy that these 12 they have to like, so it was a total of 600 whatever. So like the judge and the lawyers all interviewed them and all that stuff. Like that's what they're doing out this week. It can be probably they can finish by tomorrow. It can be finished later this week or whatever. It can also have this trial if they're not finished by next week or whatever. Like they can also have the trial postponed, which is supposed to be on May 12th. But do you know that when they finally get these 12 jurors, that these people they gonna write a tell-all book about this whole process and every.
Well, you usually have to sign something.
You do, but you do know if he's found not guilty in this shit or whatever, they can just have a tell-all book, allegedly. I was just like, that is crazy.
My question is, how do you select a juror in a situation like this, right? Because it's supposed to be a jury of your peers. Yes. So, like, who is Puff Daddy's peer really, and who that is Puff Daddy's peer is going to be on that jury?
My thing is, first of all, like, who the fuck was like underneath a rock? Because one of the questions is, have you seen the video? I'm just like, that's not a fair question. Like, everybody has seen the fucking video. Damn.
Well, do you know what? I haven't. I didn't.
Why didn't you go over to New York? It's up there. Like, you just gotta go across the bridge. You could have been one of the people. Damn. We could have had an inside scoop. But anyway, no, but they can write a tell-all book, whatever, if he's found not guilty. But yes, one of the questions. Oh, sorry, back to your question. The question is like, how do you pick a jury? Like, one of the questions is like, yes, have you seen the videotape? And like, are you familiar with him? Are you familiar with celebrity news? Do you post celebrity news? Is like a couple of the questions, whatever. So altogether, I would be out. So I was just like, damn. I do not classify for any type of celebrity trial. Now that is what I'm learning from Puffy's through his dark times. Like that is what I'm learning right now. It's like, damn. Now I can never.
That's your takeaway.
I was like, damn, I can never ever be on the Celebrity Child now. And I was just like, damn. So another question that I have: do you think this will be bigger than the OJ trial?
Ooh, that's so. Yes and no. And I think no because we're so inundated with chaos right now. You know what I mean? Like there's so much happening in the world, and the world is much smaller than it was in like 1994 and 1995, and like the you kind of didn't have a lot of news like that at the time. So like I remember watching the OJ trial in school when I was in like fourth grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
So like that was wild.
That was.
But then like I think that this will be remembered, but I don't think it will be have as large an impact as the OJ trial. And if Jeffrey Epstein hadn't happened, then I think this would be bigger. But because the Epstein trial happened, I think this will kind of fall in between those two socially.
I would say that maybe it might be a little bit bigger, and I'm only going to say this because allegedly it's not going to be televised. So I think it's going to be that will cause more of the oohs, the ahs, and the what the hell did you hear, or what, because we're gonna have to, our news will be delayed, and then it'll also be secondhand as well too. So it's just like, well, I heard she said, and then she said that they said, and then we said, and then wait, didn't I say something else? But yes, so it'll. I think I don't know. I think it will be a little bit more. I would say I think it will be big for this time period.
Yeah.
I will say. Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
And the only reason why I say this too, also because this is going to drag out. Because like I keep telling everybody, this is only Act 1. There is going to be a whole.
I think also, though, with OJ, there was a like police chase on a freeway. True, you know what I mean?
True.
So like,
true.
That was also like a really big thing.
And it was also like
unless Puppy does something wild like that, or like flees to Ecuador, like who knows?
It will be very interesting to see this, how it all plays out. I don't know. I can tell you that we'll be watching. I can tell you that we'll be watching every step of the way. But it will be very interesting if we play devil's advocate real quick. If he is found not guilty, which it will be hard for him to be found not guilty.
Yeah,
because I think on a RICO charge that they're trying to get him on, that alone, meaning like he was running like a business under a different franchise, or like he was running an illegal business within his franchise or something like that. So that alone is what they're trying to get him on, and then that's like already like
racketeering. Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
racketeering.
Yeah, it's like he's that alone is like some year. It's a lot of years. Like I don't think we're going to see. I just really wish this was going to be televised, because I want a today picture of what he looks like right now.
Someone reported that he like had salt and pepper hair, so I guess he's not like getting that done right now.
I'm gonna see it.
He was like wearing glasses or whatever.
He's wearing glasses, and like it's crazy too, because like he's focused on like the wrong things. He's talking about like, oh yeah, like I need to wear suits. I don't think like do you think that his appearance in court is going to change the verdict of the votes or anything like that? I don't think so.
I think like yes and no, but I think possibly because when you see someone in a prisoner's uniform, subconsciously you're programming yourself that like this person's already guilty. Versus if he shows up in a suit, there's like you might not look at him in the same way. It's like one of those really subtle things that could potentially make a difference, but also might not.
But what's crazy is he was naked when he beat her. So I mean, they gonna see you either way. All right. So, we about to wrap things up here. Let's go and get to some rapid questions. So, pretty much, I guess we're going to get to know Juno. So, all right.
It's me. Hi.
All right. So, first off, actually, no, I'm gonna skip that first one. Let me see. Okay. So, do you think allegedly? Do you think rap music would be different nowadays, because allegedly Puffy had something to do with Tupac and Biggie's deaths. Apparently, like, do you think we wouldn't be listening to the rap that we listen to nowadays?
I think that the music would be entirely different. Like Tupac and Biggie were both super influential. So if Puff did in fact allegedly have that happen, then like yeah, he totally changed the landscape of music because not only did Biggie and Tupac have like such distinct sounds, but they were revolutionary, and I think they would have continued to evolve in their careers.
Yeah, and so you heard it here first. Like, this is all Puff's fault because of the shit that we have to listen to nowadays. The shit like that we have to listen to nowadays. All right. So what? Oh, this is crazy. What is the most embarrassing text that you sent to somebody by accident? I'll go first. So a person that I mess around with at the time also has the same name as my supervisor, my current supervisor. Oh, Lord.
Oh, this is like literally worst nightmare territory.
It is my worst nightmare. So, some little sexy text while I'm driving, whatever. I guess, like, oh, I had to text one person talking about, oh, like, I'm on my way. Like, I'm running 5 minutes later or something like that. And then I had to text another person, whatever. Like, they're going back and forth and back. I'm just like, well, wait a minute. This conversation that, oh, shit. Ain't like my the supervisor was like, woo, I'm glad I didn't get a picture, but okay. So, yes, that is one of my most embarrassing moments. I was like, damn.
The most embarrassing text that I've sent probably would be, it was actually a Facebook message, and I was sitting at a table with me and two of my really good friends, and we were like doing work together, like kind of working parallel, and I was also flirting with a boy on Facebook. So I went to send him a nude, and I ended up sending it to one of the people that was sitting directly across the table from me, because her name's Gabby and his name was Gabe. So like I just like GAB and I just clicked really quick, and it was not good. But I was like, I just got ahead of it. I was like, Gabby, I just sent you a picture of my dick. It was an accident. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
She was like, what? I was like, yeah.
Could you delete that for me, please? Thank you, Gabby. No, we listen and we don't judge. It was the big
That's right.
Today. All right. So if your search history were made out to the public, what would you delete first?
What would I delete first?
I wouldn't delete myself.
I don't know. I don't.
It would be more so I would be more concerned about, because of what I do for a living and the pictures that I have to take for a living. So that would be the only reason. That would be the more concerning thing versus my search history. But I guess because sometimes I have to search weird things too within my work. But like,
what do you do?
We'll talk about that after the show. I don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't talk about that on air.
Sorry.
But yeah, no. It's it's that I would be more concerning about that versus like any porn that you might come across.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's anything too wild in my search history. I mean, there are tons of nudes in my phone, tons of them, from like all types of people. So, I mean, that would be like a little bit embarrassing, but also I'm like, whatever.
All right. That's our rapid questions. We got to know Juno a little bit. I want to shout out everybody. Thank you for the 11,000 subscribers. I always want to shout you out, and definitely, if you listen to the previous shows, you can definitely check everybody else out on their, in their platforms. Juno, do you want to shout out your platforms and your nonprofit organizations?
Yeah. I can be found on Instagram at a modern day mystic, and then if you want to find my organization, it's the House of H everywhere, and it's but house is spelled Haus. And if you want to know my nonprofit, it's called the House of H, thehouseofh.org, whatever. We help queer people access spiritual spaces in a judgment-free space. So, and then I host retreats, and I do like wellness classes. I read tarot. I do all the things. I'm your wellness witch, if you will.
All right, all right. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing. We love you guys. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.